Welcome back to Florida Realtors Live. I'm your host, Tracy Velt, a contributing editor for Florida Realtor Magazine, managing editor for HousingWire, and host of the Real Trending podcast. Today, I have Billie Parrott. She is going to talk all things social media and scroll-stopping content. She's a real estate broker with Billie in Town Real Estate in Montana. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Tracy.
Yeah, so what are those kind of everyday moments? You talk a little bit about everyday moments that agents can use for content. Give me some examples of that work better on social media than they would with a photograph or something like that.
Yeah, so I always tell people to tell a story using video, right? There's the power of storytelling in video because you're really showing the emotion of showing that person that perfect house where they get that look on their face like this is the one, right?
Yeah.
You don't really show that by just showing the granite countertops or these are the appliances. So telling that story using video is really huge. Also, you could do stories about how you're helping the community, like to show that you're a person, right? And that you're connected to the community. So examples like that would be great. One of my highly interactive videos recently was the video just started out. There was people sitting on a balcony in like a city, and she drops her phone, and all you're doing is watching the phone's point of view just falling like floors, and so you're watching it like, what's going to happen to the phone? And then boom, out comes me saying, hey guys, it's me, come to my open house, la la la. So they're like, whoa, wait a minute. And so, just kind of being creative with your videos.
Yeah, you have a framework, you call it the Edutain Convert?
Yes, yes.
So it breaks reels into 4 categories. So what are they, and what do most agents skip?
Yeah, so it's educate, entertain, connect, and convert.
Okay.
And a lot of times people are scared to use the entertaining part. They're scared to look silly. And because I teach social media all around the country, and that's the biggest thing I hear is like, I don't want to look stupid.
Yeah.
I don't like the way I sound. Well, I've been told that I sound like Gilbert Gottfried. I don't know, I'm aging myself a lot here, but, and I was like, and now I can't get that out of my head, but I'm not going to let that stop me from doing video, and obviously I'm speaking around the country, so it's not really affecting me too much, but just don't let that get in your head and stopping you from making a huge impact in your business and for your community.
Is there a line that you feel you stop at this when being silly or funny or?
If you're asking me, no. Obviously you want to still be professional, right?
Right.
But I have, some people know who she is, Wanda Buy a House. It's an alter ego character, and she's well known. She attends NAR conferences, and people are like, where's Wanda Buy a House? And I'm dressing up as this other character that's just crazy, and people love her. I think it really comes down to being yourself, right? Because if you're not naturally funny, don't try to be, because people are going to see that, like, oh, she's trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But this gal, even in one of the Ari Bar camp sessions yesterday, she's like, I was trying to be silly, and I told my people that, and they loved that I was trying something different. So she was being vulnerable and being real.
Yeah, it's super hard to be vulnerable, though.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you don't have you're looking at a phone, and you're trying something out and you feel awkward and you're, hoping it connects, but it doesn't always. You just have to take a chance, right?
Exactly. Just throw it out there. Don't be scared.
Yeah. So what's a concept that looks harmless but actually crosses a fair housing line?
Ooh, yeah. So it's super easy. Like, say you're walking through the house and you're talking about it. You got to really catch yourself and not say things like, oh, this is for the perfect young family, or, using those fair housing words that are going to get you. So just be very careful and conscious of what you're saying when you're doing that. Also, making sure that your brokerage name, I believe Florida Realtors has the same rules as we do in Montana, but making sure your brokerage name is included, even if it's a reel. And I think a lot of times they think, oh, well, it's just a video, I don't have to add that. But yes, you do have to still have your brokerage name with your contact information, whether it's, on the overlay or within the captions.
Okay, I didn't know that. So you have to have your, even if you're doing like a TikTok,
Yes.
it's got to be up there.
Yes.
What's the best way to get that in?
Honestly, either in your captions, when you have your DM, like DM me for this or call me, your call to action, making sure your name, your phone number, and your brokerage is listed on there.
Okay.
Pretty easy to add.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned MLS photo and marketing rules apply to video too.
Yep.
So what's one rule agents assume doesn't apply to Reels, but it actually does?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to that same thing as making sure that, that text is added. Also, the big thing right now is virtual staging and using AI to make the pictures look better and then not disclosing that. I've been seeing a lot of violations happening in our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So, in fact, there was a story outside of, I can't remember what state it was, but he said that he went to show it because in the picture it had a pool. And he gets to the house and he's like, well, where's the pool?
Yeah.
And he's standing there with his buyer going, and he calls the agent, where's the pool at? Oh, well, we just added that in there that there could be a pool. Well, you didn't state that anywhere in the MLS listing. So just making sure that you're forthright with what the property really is.
But it made the Instagram reel look really good.
It sure did. They might have to pay a violation fee later on. But.
Yeah. So if you had 1 hour a week to batch content, what does that hour look like from first shoot to scheduled post?
Yeah, so I don't typically batch my videos per se.
Okay.
Sometimes I do because I have a day where I'm looking cute. I like my outfit, my hair looks good, and I have some ideas. So I'll, write down the ideas first and then record them. Like, don't worry about the editing part of it. Just record the raw footage. Then take the rest of the time to edit each one of those videos, and then you have them ready for that week or for that month. And it's pretty easy to do once you just sit down and time block it.
Do you have any ongoing, obviously, want to buy a house is something that you do ongoing. Do you have anything else ongoing that keeps people coming back?
I tend to do a lot of educational type, thought-provoking videos. I recently did one that really hit on LinkedIn about the road to housing, the 21st road to housing, and it caused a lot of stir in the comments and got a lot of engagement. But just trying to put out information that's valuable to either other realtors or my community.
But you mix that because I've seen you go with some viral TikTok memes in that as well. So I love that mix of content.
Yes.
Because it's funny, and then you also have educational, and it's a great mix. What are your thoughts on a good mix of content on Reels?
Yeah, again, if you're using those 4 buckets, the educate, entertain, connecting, and converting, I always say if you can hit them, emotionally in some sort of way, make them laugh, giving them value. As long as you are looking at that, who your demographics are, who you're trying to target, it's pretty easy once you sit down. And you can even use AI. I think you guys just talked about AI.
Yes.
Use AI and say, hey, I need to fill these buckets. What kind of content could I be putting out there for this demographic in this area? And it'll give you some ideas right there.
Okay, great. So what's a hook that stops the scroll in the first 2 seconds? Because I know when I've been scrolling, there are some people where I might be interested in the content, but I'm just going to scroll past it because they seem boring or whatever. Yeah. So tell me what's a great hook and how you have developed that.
Yeah, so you only get 2 to 3 seconds to catch them, right? Because we're sitting in our bed and we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
So you got to give them in those first 2 to 3 seconds. And what I find is if you switch it to a negative saying, so something, for instance, in Florida, don't buy in this area of Florida until you know this, then people are going to be like, what, don't buy this property? You're a realtor. Why are you trying not to sell me something? And that's going to kind of stop them from scrolling and be interested in what you have to say. So just kind of taking what you want to say and switching it to a negative phrase, that's usually a good one. Also visual hooks, like I said, the one with the phone falling, that's an example of a visual hook. I did one where there was like a bottle of Dr. Pepper that was rolling down a hill and exploded, and then it went into my drone footage of my listing.
Okay.
So because people watch that, like, why is she showing, a bottle of Dr. Pepper rolling down the hill? So just things like that. Just be creative and have fun with it.
Yeah, I would recommend stop scrolling.
Yes.
Because then I want to just scroll.
Yes, because I do that all the time too. They'll be like, stop here, don't scroll or whatever. And I'm like, I'm leaving. Or if you start your video like, hey guys.
Yes.
Hey guys. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, definitely.
and I'm guilty of it, but yes, don't do that.
So talking head videos kind of make people freeze up.
Yes.
So what's your advice for someone who feels awkward on camera but knows they need to show up anyway?
Yeah, so it's the reason why is because you're sitting there and you're looking at yourself, right?
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
seeing yourself, and that's why people are like, oh my gosh, because right away they're thinking,
Yeah.
oh, my hair doesn't look good,
Yeah.
this and that, or my teeth white enough, you know,
Yeah.
they've got these thoughts. So if you just do movement, like you're just walking through your house,
Yeah.
or you're reading a book, or you're drinking a cup of coffee, and then have the overlay of what you want to say, or do the audio voiceover, that would be a huge thing for people that are scared to like do a talking head type video. Plus, it's actually more entertaining for the viewer too.
Yeah.
The motion type videos.
Do you have one of those cameras that kind of follow you?
I
as
do.
you walk?
My
Okay.
drone. Yeah, I have a
yeah.
selfie drone. In fact,
Okay.
I brought it out in Ari Bar Camp yesterday, and everybody was
Okay.
like, whoa, look at that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Because it can cause all that movement, and you don't have to hire somebody to do it for you. Just click a button and
Yeah, I
There you
love
go.
that idea.
Yeah.
So, so what analytics actually matter in real estate, like in Reels? What are you looking at? Are you looking at your analytics, and what are you looking at? What matters?
Yeah, so a lot of people get caught on the followers. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have enough followers. I'm not getting followers. But in the reality, if you got all these views or followers, but you're not getting any business off of it, then it's kind of pointless, right?
Right.
So even if you have 400 followers versus, 2,000 followers, but you are actually getting business from those 400 followers,
Yeah.
then that's what matters.
Yeah.
And how you do that is doing call to actions. DM me for this house guide.
Okay.
Are you looking to do this? DM me for this, and I'll send you this, valuable information.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to lead capture and stay connected to people. And yeah, you can check your insights on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook to see what's performing and what's not, and then
Yeah.
you adjust from there.
So what was your, I guess we'll go greatest flop first, and then your most viral
Oh
reel?
my gosh. Greatest flop first. I have so many. Because not every video I do is good, and not every video I do hits. And it's always the ones that you put the most time into
Yeah.
that flop.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, that was a great video. You think it's good,
Yeah.
but nobody else liked it.
Yeah.
My Bad Bunny video actually hit. It was 2 million views.
Okay.
And all it was showing, it was during the Super Bowl when
Yeah.
it was controversial that he was performing.
Yeah.
And I just screen recorded him doing the car karaoke.
Yeah.
And I just put imagine you're hating on Bad Bunny and he's over here like this. He's just
Yeah.
having the time of his life. He could care less what other people think.
Yeah.
And I posted that and it got 2 million views.
Wow.
Shares, follows. I ended up doubling my following. Doubling my following from
Okay.
that one video.
And what's a video that really has converted for you to sales?
I would say the ones that I can't say exactly one video, but again, it's those education ones.
Yeah.
We recently had a big change with our property taxes in Montana, and so I just went on, had the background, the green screen, was talking about it, letting my followers know that hey, this is coming. Make sure you're doing this to save money on your stuff. And I had tons of phone calls from that.
Yeah.
People saying, oh gosh, and then you start having the conversation. Well, I kind of been thinking about selling. What's
Yeah.
my house worth? So it just
Yeah.
starts those conversations.
Okay, great. Finally, you built in a would this post pass compliance exercise. So give us a real example of a real concept that kind of sounds fine but wouldn't pass, and one small tweak you would do to it.
Yeah, so again, just making sure that you're not using those fair housing
Yes.
violation words. And it's always, I always tell people, it's always about the house, not the person.
Yeah.
So as long as you are thinking about that when you're doing your listing descriptions, when you're doing your videos, talk about the house, not the person that you think should buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Billie, thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining Florida Realtors Live.
Thanks for having me.
And